Hi, everybody. This is Tim Taylor here, and I am going to talk to you about Twitter and how I use Twitter and how you can use Twitter to improve your instruction. First of all, I want to let you know that I'm using a tool called ScreenCast-O-Matic, and this is their website. It's really nice. It's free. It's really dead simple to use. It's so simple, even I can use it. So definitely consider using ScreenCast-O-Matic. But I just wanted to show you Twitter. You've probably heard about this. Your kids are probably obsessed with Twitter. It's just a social network, but the nice thing is that it allows you to send short messages, short links to things, and to communicate so that you don't have to be necessarily friends with your kids like you would be on Facebook, but you can have them follow you and you don't have to see all of their information. So if you go to twitter.com, you can sign up. It's really easy, just like signing up for any other website. Okay, so once you sign up for Twitter, this is what your page is more or less going to look like. This is my page, obviously, and so I went ahead and added a picture, and I set up a background, and I started following some different pages. So basically, you choose who you're going to follow. In my particular case, because I'm a biology teacher, I follow a whole bunch of biology websites like Nature News and Comment, for example. I follow TED Talks because they have a lot of inspirational, interesting things. Scientific American, Discover Magazine, National Geographic, all these different things. And so this is my news feed. It's just like how it is on Facebook. You just have a whole bunch of different news articles. Now, because I don't follow a lot of people, I don't have a lot of people as individuals in here. For example, I just started following Greg Mason. This was him setting up his Twitter, and then I went ahead and tweeted back to him. But you can see I follow a lot of things that give me links. So, for example, I see this one from Discover Magazine, and I can read this, and if I find it interesting, I can just go ahead and hit this button where it says retweet, and then I can send this out to all of my followers. So if I click on this, I go ahead and send that, and now I've copied this link so that my students can see it. Another thing I like to use this for is I like to send out reminders. So if I click on this me button up here, there I am, and these are all my tweets. So there's the Discover Magazine link I just clicked on. Here's one I sent earlier. This is about the Nobel Prize in Medicine that was just released and talks about the research that was done for the Nobel Prize. Here's one I saw on obesity rates by states. So, health teachers, this would be something you might be interested in. But basically, you just go through and you can take pictures and you can post them. So someone came in, some of my former students actually came in and they drew this on my whiteboard this morning. So I went ahead and tweeted that out just for fun. But I send out a lot of reminders too. So for example, here's all my reminders about homework, quizzes, things like that. Um, you know, I found this really interesting link about cramming for tests and how cramming is like the worst thing ever. So I went ahead and sent that out to my students so that they would have something to think about. Okay, so another thing you have on Twitter is up at the top, there's a notifications tab. And if you click on notifications, it takes you to this window and you can see all the different things that people have tweeted back to you. So for example, some of my students favorited my tweets about our homework and quiz coming up, or test rather. I have some students that write different things. We did a heart dissection. Someone brought in a deer heart. So this is one of my students being very cute, quit playing games with my heart, which I thought was pretty funny. But things like that, so you can basically tweet about different things that you're doing in your classroom, reminders, all sorts of things like that. So one other question you're probably asking is how do you get kids to follow you? And the answer is, you really can't force kids to follow you, obviously. So this is kind of something you do extra, but it's a way that you can make instruction fun and you can extend it past the classroom. And so one of the things I always do is I put this right into my syllabus. So right on the first day of school, I tell kids about it. I just encourage them to follow me so that I can give them links and contact them, and they can contact me too. And it's all very public. It's very nice and simple. I don't follow my kids, but here are my students that are following me. So I have 161 followers, including Steve Jobs. But then I just have, a lot of my students have followed me, and I don't actually check out their pages. So the one nice thing that you have with Twitter is I don't actually go back and check on my kids because I don't want to see all their own personal, information. I don't want to see, them complaining about school or their job or whatever. But what's nice is that they can follow me and see everything I post without me having to be snooping in on their life. But you can see this is what all my students' pages look like, and they spend a lot of time setting these up. So obviously this is something that's very important to them. Okay, so that about wraps up everything I wanted to tell you about Twitter. If you have any questions, you can always come and see me. You can email me any questions you have. Brian Davis uses this a lot. He uses it in a bit of a different way from how I use it, though. So if you want to see kind of the diversity of what people do, you can definitely check out Brian's page. In fact, let me show you Brian's page real fast. Okay, so here's Brian Davis's wonderful Learn Physics page. And so he jumped up and picked up this LRNFCX, or Learn Physics, for those of you that aren't in the know, and put a wonderful picture of himself from high school here. And so you can see what kind of things he writes. He writes a lot of his observations. He sends links out. He puts videos onto here. He puts pictures of his kids. Lots of really cool stuff that you can do on here. And so you can just kind of put little reminders to make kids kind of think about your subject. And if somebody else is already doing something, you just copy their stuff. So if they've already placed links or pictures out here, just go ahead and copy that. And it really makes this a nice interactive site that can really help your kids. Here's something that Brian just noticed about, like, the fog coming down his glasses. He took a picture of that. It's just really cool stuff. So you can really have a lot of fun with this and make things really great for your kids. So that's all the time we have for now, but thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you make great use of this in your classroom. Thanks.